What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So if you guys know, it is almost fall time. We are about a week away from fall. And if you don't know, we do have some beehives here on the farm. And I don't show a lot of the beehives in the video. I don't show working the beehives and all that. I do love the beehives. It's a lot of work. Right now, we have 3 active beehives, and since we're going in the fall, we are going to go ahead and pull some honey from all 3 hives. Well, we're actually going to check them. We're going to check the supers. That's the boxes on top that they store the honey in on all the frames. And you know, I'll probably set the camera up. I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I lost my GoPro down at the lake property the day I was down there brush hogging when the tractor tore up, so I don't have a GoPro to get some close-ups, so bear with me. However, I'm going to set the tripod up, set the camera up, and kind of show you guys the process. And Lord willing, if I get enough frames pulled, we got a nice temperature today. It's 82 degrees right now, a little sunny. I learned the hard way, don't do this when there's an overcast, when it's sprinkling, when it's real cloudy, because the bees get really mad and they don't like you in their house when they're all stuck at home because they can't go out and forage for honey because the rain and such. They don't like doing that. So a day like today when it's sunny is the ideal time to do it. You don't want to do it when it's super hot. I'm speaking in my own opinion. There's thousands of beekeepers out there that do things their own way. This is the way I do it. I usually don't get the spring honey. I wait till the fall and get the fall honey this go around. And I'm gonna get suited up, set the camera up, and then see what we got. Who knows, they might not have any honey. Usually when I try to harvest the honey from them in the fall time, I usually leave a few frames of honey that's capped out for their own consumption over the winter. Now this year, this summer and going in the fall, we have been getting a constant steady rain, you know, once a week, twice a week, whatever. Everything's staying lush and green. The flowers are still blooming, so they have a constant food. And there is a lot of flowers right now, in particular some goldenrod, even close to our property, on our property, is blooming like crazy, and that's going to provide them with some awesome nutrients going into wintertime to keep them strong going into next spring. So I'm not going to get too much into that. I've got my smoker here. I got my bee suit. I'm going to get it put on, get the camera set up. I got 2 hives over here next, kind of by the shop, and then one is over in the Kiko and Spanish pen. I don't know how much of this I'm going to show, but like I said, Lord willing, if we can get enough frames, get them back into the shop. Since it's nice outside, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, we might try to put some of these frames in the honey extractor and spin them up and see how much actual honey we come up with, and then we'll figure out how many bottles we got to order to get it all bottled up. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, here is a frame fully capped, pretty much fully capped, of honey, and this is the top super. So that's a good sign. Another one that's pretty much fully capped. Okay, so we just harvested 28 frames of honey out of those 3 hives. Show you guys what it kind of looks like sitting back here in the back of the Ranger. So I got these supers here. I just set the frames in. My goal is to get these emptied out as soon as possible and to return them back to the supers that are out there on the hives so the bees can start going ahead and cashing in on the nectar and all the flowers that are blooming right now and start filling these frames back up for their winter food. Now, the way I poke the holes in each one of these cells of the honeycomb is with this little roller. It looks like a paintbrush roller, but it's got these little spikes on there, and they are lined up to work with these frames to poke a hole in each one of those little cells of the honeycomb, so whenever we put it over here in the extractor, it spins, and with the centrifugal force, it forces that honey out of the cells and goes down here, and there's a gate at the bottom of this pan. Got a 2-screen filter. This is just for like bigger stuff, and then it's got a smaller micron filter on the bottom. Now some people go the extra step and they really filter this honey out, but that gets all the good stuff out of there. A lot of people don't know this, but if you can find someone in your area that has bees and harvests the honey, if you get that honey, they say within like 10 miles of where you live, it's supposed to help with your allergies considerably. Now that's you consuming, you know, an ounce or so of honey a day, eating that honey, you know, frequently, and supposedly it builds up your immune system for the local allergies in your area, and it truly helps. And I'm an honest believer in it. I think it really works. So anyways, we don't filter ours out all the way to the max, so you know, it is what it is. Some people, whenever you get on YouTube and you get on Facebook groups and stuff and you're talking to all these different beekeepers, you can ask 10 different questions, you'll get 10,000 different answers. So to each their own, and this is just the way we do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. I'm going to start grabbing these frames and using the roller to poke the holes in it, and then we'll move it back over here to the extractor. Now this is just a 2-frame electric motor extractor, so what we'll do is we'll stick a frame on this side and a frame on this side. We'll spin it around for a few minutes until we think we got all the honey out, and then we'll pull them out, flip them over, and then put them back in there, and then do the other sides of them. Now when you're doing this, you don't want to crush the honeycomb, you just want these little spikes to poke a hole in each one of these cells so all the honey is drained out of each individual cell. Okay guys, so we got a big problem. The bucket is almost full. That is a very good problem. I don't remember how many pounds of honey a 5-gallon bucket is, but it is almost full, and we still got 7 frames to go. And this the filter system, it's still full too, so we got to let that drain. It is getting full of wax. So we're gonna go ahead and close off the gate to the tub, to the extractor. We're gonna let this drain a little bit. I'm gonna grab a tool. We're gonna see if we can move this wax out of the way a little bit to see if we can get it to drain. That's a lot of wax in there, look at that. So we'll get this drained and we'll get a new bucket in here, and then we'll keep going and see how much honey we actually end up with. Okay, I got a new bucket. Okay, finally done. The honey's still draining. Towards the end, after you do, 25, 30 frames, all the wax and all the very fine particles in that bottom filter start clogging up that filter, that it takes a lot longer to actually drain. I only have the one filter, so I don't have one to change out. So far, we got a 5-gallon bucket, and then we are just over like the 1.5 gallon mark on that. And then we still got some in the filter. And then, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, there is probably at least a gallon or better in the bottom of this tank. And I had to close the gate off because the filter's taking so long. But it's well into the evening now, and I got just a little bit of light left. I'm going to take these frames and go put them back in the hives that I took them from. That way the bees early in the morning when they get up to go to work, they can go out in the fields, get all their nectar from whatever, the trees, the flowers, whatever they're doing, and bring it back and start building their honey reserves back for wintertime. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I gotta get the Ranger out of here, go put the frames back in the hives, and finish cleaning all this stuff up. It is a sticky job. I just now got my hands washed off. The only good thing about honey is it washes really easy off with water. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. That is how we harvest honey here at Hidden Heights Farm. And like I was saying, we don't get the tiny micron filters because we like to get all the good stuff, all that pollen and all the good stuff that is beneficial to us to consume. We like to keep that in our honey. It's what you might say is raw honey. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Stay tuned to the next video, and we'll see you next time.